Emily here from Homemade Emily Jane. Today I'm going to share with you my newest quilt pattern called the Sprightly Quilt Pattern. Sprightly is a modern block-based quilt that's a lot of fun to make. It uses some traditional shapes, but in a fun, bold, unique way. You might be familiar with the Paradigm quilt pattern, and this is a spin-off of that one. To learn more about Paradigm, you can check out this link above to see that video. One of my favorite things about the Sprightly quilt pattern is that I was able to cut out the entire quilt using an AccuQuilt fabric cutting machine. If you're unfamiliar with AccuQuilt, it is a die cutting machine specifically made for fabric and is one of my favorite tools to use while quilting. A few of my patterns are AccuQuilt friendly, and when they are, I always love to include AccuQuilt instructions in the pattern as well. So for the Sprightly pattern, you will see that it teaches the traditional methods, and then it includes additional pages in the pattern to include AccuQuilt instructions as well. The Sprightly quilt pattern includes 4 sizes: baby, throw, twin, and queen bed sizes, and is perfect for an advanced quilter or someone more intermediate that wants a bit of a challenge. I would not necessarily recommend it for beginners because it does involve a lot of little pieces. However, if you do want a more beginner-friendly quilt pattern, you might check out Paradigm or maybe even Connector or Solitaire, which you can also find in my pattern shop. I'll post a link in the description below for you. So let's talk a little bit more about Sprightly. I've made 3 different versions myself, 1 baby size and 2 throw sizes, and I want to share those with you today. And then I'm also going to show you some of the Sprightly quilts my testers have made because they did a phenomenal job. So first off, I made this wonderful cozy baby size quilt. You'll see here it includes 4 blocks, a nice thick border, and is a really great way to showcase some prints with fussy cutting in the middle. I decided to quilt this quilt using simple straight lines so that it does not detract from the design of the pattern at all. And I also backed it in Minky. And if you're unfamiliar, Minky Cuddle fabric is one of my favorite things to back a quilt with, especially for a baby quilt like this one. So it is super cozy and cuddly. And on the cover of the Sprightly pattern, you will see this bold, colorful, fun solids throw size quilt. The throw size quilt features 12 blocks, and this one is made with solids that are all PBS fabrics. You can see the exact fabrics that I used over on my blog, and I'll post a link to the blog in the description below. This throw size quilt was a lot of fun to make, and I actually made the whole thing using my AccuQuilt just to make sure that it would work out and check my instructions as I was doing it. I chose to have this one long arm quilted by my mom, who is my wonderful long armer, and she chose this design for me with all these fun swirls to add some curves to the geometric design that I have in the pattern. The backing is a wide back fabric, so I didn't have to piece a seam down the middle at all. This is by Connecting Threads, and Connecting Threads has tons of amazing wide backs. You should definitely check them out. And the final Sprightly quilt that I made for myself is a throw size, actually using fabrics that I had in my stash. It features some fun florals, some polka dots, some prints, some solids. It was a lot of fun to pick these colors out and match them. And you'll see I chose to back this one as well with that cuddle. This is Cuddle Dots in Papaya. It's a very cozy, cuddly fabric, and I thought really matched the front really well. You'll see it was also quilted by my long armer in a not very dense pattern, which I think makes the quilts a bit more cuddly and cozy. I hope you enjoyed seeing my 3 versions of the Sprightly quilts. I know I sure had a ton of fun making them, and I hope to make some more in the future. But now let's move on so I can show you my testers versions. I'll start off by sharing this baby size made by Elena from Life and Peace Quilt Co. I love the dark green background fabric she chose to use, as well as how she used floral and prints for the flying geese, but solids for the surrounding fabrics. And next up we have the Scrappy baby size version made by Stephanie from October in the Wild. I love how Stephanie used her stash to make this one scrappy and really made the pattern her own, and I hope it inspires you to use the fabrics that you already have to make your own Sprightly quilt. And finally, let me share with you this throw size pink and gray Scrappy version made by Laura from Sharing Seams. Laura decided to make the throw size pattern but skipped the borders so that it could be a large crib size quilt to donate to a local hospital in her area. Thank you so much for watching this video about the Sprightly Quilt Pattern. I hope you feel inspired to make one for yourself. Please drop a comment below to let me know if you're joining me on making the Sprightly Quilt Pattern, and also be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out homemadeemilyjane.com.